welcome back. This is our planetary hub for our base. So this is our central communications, our central power generation, our central everything. And it's what everything is going to dock to. So that long thing over there, that is going to dock to one of these. And so will another one, and another one, and they can dock to each other, and that's how we make a base. So I launched this one actually with its own crane, so that we could carry it down to the surface. So we're going to do a little planning and scouting to see where we want to put this down, because this is going to be important. We want it to be flat enough so that the base isn't going to topple or wobble or be unstable. And that's kind of difficult because the moon's terrain is full of craters and holes and mountains, and it's got terrain. So we're going to do a little scouting, and we'll be back when we've found a suitable location. And we have discovered a problem. We're going to go ahead and throttle up here just to show you. It gets really hot. And we also don't go anywhere because we're putting all the thrust right down into the base. So I need to redesign my crane. We'll be back. And we're back with something that actually looks a little bit more like a space crane now. Cool. Space crane. Awesome. So yeah, we're gonna take this down to the surface first, and then we're gonna probably trash this because we're gonna run out of fuel. Actually, we might run out of fuel. If we don't run out of fuel, we'll bring it back up, refuel it at the station. If not, we'll just crash it onto the surface, bring another one out here, because we're gonna have to launch more stuff out here anyways. So yeah, we're just gonna take this one down to the surface right now. Now we're gonna do some reconnaissance because we didn't do that before. We discovered the problem before. So now we're going to do some reconnaissance, and we'll be right back. Alright, so we found a suitable location. It's about here, it looks like. We have some backups around here and here, just in case that area, but this is the general area that we're going for. When I zoomed in and looked around the planet, I didn't do any surface reconnaissance with the rover or anything, but that's a little extra. I don't feel like being that extra. So, but the good news is this thing flies. I tested it out, and it works. It accelerates, and it doesn't burn. It doesn't burn. So we're just going to keep slowing down gradually, and we're going to align this orbit, and we'll be back. Alright, so as you can see, we are now going to crash into the surface of the moon, and everyone will die. Now, first of all, it is unmanned. Second of all, yeah, it's being flown by a computer. There's the computer right there. There's no one in here, just in case it explodes. But second of all, we're going to gently touch down on the surface. And you'll notice that this line puts us in this crater. If we just kept falling, that's where we'd end up. But we're going to do a couple of burns as we drop down to slow down as we fall, and it should, because we are right in this region here, it should put us right down eventually where we want to go. So you'll get to see that in action. So we're just going to speed up a little bit. Actually, we're going to quick save first. Alright, where's the month? There it is. Okay. And we're going to burn. Just a little bit. Just to slow down. And then there we go. Alright. So we're going to just fall for a little bit, gain some speed, Get closer and closer. We're going to come out of warp here and realign so that we're pointing retrograde. Alright, we're going to do another slow down burn here, because I think this is just about where we want to be, kind of. We're right in the middle of that ridge that I didn't really want to be on, but that's okay. We'll see how that goes. So we're just going to slow down just a bit here. It's a little wobbly because the connection's not great, so we can only do it a little bit at a time. We'll just not burn so hard. So as you can see, it's bringing our line farther and farther down. So we're just going to keep falling, and as we get closer to the surface, I'll come back. Alright, so we are right about at the bottom here. And we're just going to slow down real fast. I had to hack a little bit of fuel because I don't think I packed enough. But now that I'm here, I think I might have actually packed just enough. Might not have needed to hack it, but I did it just to be safe because I didn't really want to have to go all the way back. And it is a video game after all, so. Alright, so we're just gonna slowly, safely get to the surface here. Oops. Yeah, this is gonna be perfect. Oops. Beautiful. We're going to decouple that. Fly you off. Don't know why it's spinning so heavily. We're just going to let you crash somewhere else. Over there. That's fine. But this is the important part. You are safe. We got you down to the surface. And we can't extend the solar panels because nobody's home! Oh man, I went to try and extend the solar panels, but there's no computer on board. Wait. This should be a computer. Not enough crew. It needs at least one to operate. Got it. Okay, so our first piece is on the ground, and now we just have to go through the arduous task of shipping every arm of this base out to the Mun in orbit, rendezvous with a crane, bring it down to this exact spot on the surface, which will not be easy to do. The other pieces have wheels, so we'll be able to drive them. But it will not be easy to land in the same spot. So that might take a while, and we'll be back when I have something to show you. Alright, so I actually ended up landing this module, the one that we initially brought into orbit, because I wanted to show you this base in action right away, instead of having to wait to, bring all the rest of the pieces out and bring them down. I wanted to get this one down here because there was no pilot aboard the first one in the hub, but there is on this one, and these are both extensible. You'll see these modules, it says science and greenhouse. They're both extensible, and I'm going to show you that. It took me a while to get this to this position because there is almost no electric charge on this, so I couldn't drive this. That is a lesson I learned before I launch the rest of them. I've got to put better batteries on it, or I'm probably just going to have to fly them and land as close as I possibly can, because I don't want to put solar panels on it. It'll look kind of ugly, but I might have to. I don't know. We'll see. But in any case, I managed to save almost all of my electricity. I just had to maneuver a little bit to get into position here. But now I'm just going to back up and dock this. I'm still a little off kilter, but I'm just going to back up and dock this with the hub, so that you can see this in action. Oops. Oop, I bumped into it. That wasn't good. Keep bumping into it. Okay. Now I want to put the brakes on and just check that we lined it up right. Yeah, that looks good. Alright, and then let's take the wheels down. And it docks. Beautiful. As if by design. Look at that. Okay, now we can extend this. You get to see the science lab. And the greenhouse. Now we can extend the solar panels. Oh, they're going to cover the greenhouse. That's wonderful. Oh, that's my cat, who's now on my lap. Well, that's kind of funny. The solar panels are covering part of the greenhouse. It's supposed to be in the sun. Might have to fix that at a later point, because I don't feel like fixing it right now. But yeah, so this is the beginnings of our base. Pretty cool. Alright, so we're going to fly a bunch of other pieces and cranes out here now. And we're just going to keep building the base. Alright, so we have installed the second module of our Munar base. It is what we call the energy module, and it's got some fuel. Some of it's full, some of it's not. So fuel and oxidizer. That is, if you're wondering why a stationary base needs fuel, that's to refuel crafts. If you're wondering why a stationary base needs so many batteries, well, that's a weird question, but it's also to refuel electric craft. So this is our energy module here. So if a lander comes down and it needs to refuel or something like that, then we can do that here. Or when we're doing in situ resource utilization, ISRU, we can store stuff in here. We have another module coming in eventually that has storage for ore, dirt, all the resources, all that kind of stuff. So yeah, stick with us.